Hello everyone and welcome to some more F1 My Team. Today we're here for the Singapore Grand Prix, and as you can see in the background we have a Pirelli Hotlap and we have our favourite, the Drift Challenge, which I absolutely love. Now before we jump into this, if you haven't seen the previous episode, then go check it out guys, the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. Testing out 0-0 wings and also our first retirement of the series in terms of a driver calling it a day, so go check that one out. But yeah, let's jump into this episode and hopefully you enjoy as we get our drifting underway and we try to see how much fun we're going to have in the Aston Martin Vantage. And overall, I can't lie, this was a really fun one, especially the third sector where you really get to hang the tail out and drift the car to its limits and get a pretty decent chain going where you can chain up a few corners and get a big haul of points. You can see the gold score is 9,000 and I was on 5.6, but after this massive colossal kind of chain drift through multiple corners, we pushed our total way above the 9,000 threshold with 30 seconds to spare, so we easily smashed this one at the park as we got the Aston Martin drifting in all of its glory, achieving a gold score with 1,000 acclaim points and 100,000 cash. With that said, we move into the race weekend and there's another bombshell and big news arriving. We have a regulation change for season number 2 and this could be an opportunity for us to really start next season on the right foot. So leave a like if you're going to enjoy this episode and you're excited for season 2, and subscribe for more. And also subscribe because season 2 is going to be big. I've got some things lined up and hopefully you guys look forward to it. So that aside, we've got a bit of rain in qualifying potentially arriving in the second half of the session. As for upgrades, we had a double failure on the aero, which was really painful and really frustrating. I had just about enough points to repurchase the rear downforce, but the drag reduction wing mirrors are going to have to wait until the end of this episode. Now, we're going to have to change our approach with this regulation change. So the most likely scenario is that I finish the upgrades on screen right now, and then we turn our focus completely to next season to try and give ourselves an opportunity during the off season to try and catch up. So as you can see, here's the field spread. Definitely really close, really competitive. McLaren now are the third best team as they have just been bringing so many upgrades all season long. But with that said, we move into Friday practice and we started off with a perfect score, getting the purple in the track acclimatization in FP1. As you can see, a couple of green ones, but generally speaking, mostly purple. We then moved into the tyre wear test, and this was a piece of cake in terms of the tyre wear. Not so much the lap time, it was very marginal, very close, but we just about managed to get it by literally 100th or 200ths of a second. It was that damn close. So yeah, we get the purple score, and with that you can see in the garage we have confirmation of that on the telemetry as well. Tyre wear thus isn't going to be an issue this weekend looking at these graphs. We then move into, I believe this was the race strategy test, and I was really struggling to get this one done. I think I got one lap on the board, but yeah, we hit the wall and got damaged, and I did try again FP2 on the soft tyres, but it didn't work out. So we ended up doing the quick simulation for practice in FP3 to achieve the score. So we still scored maximum points for practice all weekend. We then got a bunch of discounts applied, which is going to help us out. And with that, we can move into qualifying and see if we can show some pace, because I'm running another time trial setup. I believe this one belongs to Thomas Ronha on the PC leaderboards. I think it's the world record. So it's got 50-50 wings, or 49-50 wings, which is the highest you can go. So we've gone from 0-0 wings in Monza to maximum wings here in Singapore. Now, you join me at the end of my first push lap, as we did just brush the wall a couple of corners ago. Through the final corner though, as we finish our first time lap, and it's going to be a 38.0. Not exactly what I hoped for. Magnussen, Latifi ahead of us. Usually when there's a Williams ahead, that's a bit of a bad sign. Now with 6 minutes and 45 seconds to go, you can see we had rain in 5 minutes time. The icon popped up on my monitor, so I was rushed into leaving the pits early. Turns out the weather was inaccurate and the rain isn't running for another 15 minutes. However, I'm on track, so this is it for us. Our last attempt as we start the lap. So DRS wide open, down to turns 1, 2 and 3. Bring the car all the way over to the right. easy on the curbs this year, as you can't cut them like last year. Be patient. Try to get a nice clean bit of traction out of turn 3. Now into turn 4. Down to 4th gear. Quickly back up to 5th to get the traction and the drive, and we're already a 10th up in the first sector. Making our way into turn 6. Start of sector 2. Left-hander here, just going to try and brake. This is when you can take loads of curb on the inside, so take full advantage of that. Then down to 3rd gear, a little bit missed apex there, and we get a bit of oversteer on the exit, so we lose about a 10th, which is really annoying. Not really ideal, as we then plunge our way through this section into turn 10, I believe. 4th gear, open up the line, and then down to 3rd for the right-hander. Easy on the throttle through here as we find a load of time on our delta. Down to 2nd for the hairpin as we have a little snap of oversteer, which loses us a bit of exit speed, and again we dropped about another half a 10th, I'd say, as we now start sector number 3. 3rd gear, quickly back up to 4th as we try the traction up out of turn 14. Now into the chicane section, so first of all a right-left, followed by the left-right under the bridge. Bit of oversteer again as we lose a little bit on exit, trying to make sure we take it easy. Be careful with these curbs, as this year you can't bounce over them like last year. And you can see, look at this, 4/10 up, as on the exit we have a snap of oversteer and hit the wall, picking up damage and losing time again. We still managed to carry some pretty good speed through the final corner, because this year, of course, wing damage isn't as important, and we did improve to a 37.5. However, it's still not enough as we finish in P22 and last. Now, this qualifying was on 108% AI. I forgot to take a screenshot of the difficulty, but we're going to run 108 for qualifying, and we are going to go back up to 110 for the race. I'm going to take a chance. I feel like this wasn't my true pace. I think a perfect lap would have been about 2/10 quicker, I think, which would have put us ahead of Stroll, but just behind Aitken. So I do believe P21 would have been possible here today, but we just messed up and made one too many errors, and my face kind of, signifying that, that's not too bad. That's, within reason in terms of P22s, that's a better one than what we've had all season long. Anyway, guys, qualifying in the books. Let's now move into the race.
Here we go then, it's Formula One in Marina Bay once again. And welcome to you all at home who join us today for this fascinating race around the baking hot but beautiful streets of Singapore. We're here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit today, located in the heart of Singapore. The circuit consists of 23 corners, 13 to the left and 10 to the right. It's a track that's incredibly technical, so don't expect to see the drivers taking too much of it at full throttle. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Fernando Alonso and Perez, Verstappen, Bottas, Mick Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel, Russell, Joe, Nicholas Latifi and Tsunoda, Aitken, Stroll, Martinez and Kevin Magnussen, Ocon, Gasly, Ricciardo and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Here we go, the longest race of the entire season. Singapore, about 1 hour long in terms of duration for a 50% race. Luckily, it's not raining, otherwise it'd be a hell of a lot longer. Now, that aside, you've seen the grid rundown. We're starting from P17, a 5-place gain from penalties to other cars and teams around us, which is massive. To go with that, we're going to start this race on the hard tyre. I feel like this could be a good option. We go nice and deep into the race. Track position is key. I don't want to box and get into traffic, so we go nice and long, run at our own pace. Tyre wear doesn't seem to be much of an issue, and then later on there might be a safety car or a virtual safety car, and we can always swap to the medium or the soft if necessary. Fuel wise, we're going to go 0.5 extra, and also I'm going to show you guys my setup, which belongs to Thomas Ronha on the PC leaderboards on time trial. So I've changed the wings to 50-50. It was 49-50, but max wings 67-55. You can see the max right camber on the front rear camber, front toe, rear toe. Then we've got 110, 1, triple 11. Very different, very, very unorthodox setup here for this. Then we've got the brakes, 150, and lowest front pressures and maximum rear. So it's quite an extreme setup. Definitely time trial setup, but we'll see if it works for the race. Either way, it felt pretty decent in qualifying, and I'm confident even with 110L we can have a decent little race. The key thing here is making the hard tyre work. So let's get into it and let's get the formation lap underway. Okay, let's get into it. It looks like I'm the only car on the hard tyre, at least those that are around us. Hopefully I can fire this tyre off and make it work. I'm channeling my inner Zandvoort vibes here. But let's get the car lined up. We didn't do the best job last race in terms of our grid slot, so hopefully we do a better job this time. Nice little burnout on the rears just to make sure they're nice and warm. Let's get it lined up and let's get into it. We'll take that. There we go. Right, let's get to work. Let's do this. What a start. Absolutely no wheel spin. Easy does it. Into turn 1, we get hit in the side. Not sure by who that was. I think an Alfa Romeo possibly. Side by side with Aitken here as we go 3 abreast. Gonna pull it back a little bit and just be careful as Magnussen tries to go through on the inside. 50-50 wings. We're going to be an absolute snail on the straight, so expect to suffer. Everyone trying to get through here, and we have to be careful. Oh my god, Gasly completely T-bones Aitken on the side. That's what I mean, just got to be careful, man. We know Pierre's going to have damage, possibly Aitken as well, so they're both going to be slow. Let's try and see if we can clear all 3 of them.
Okay, there's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are so far no plans for a safety car.
Yeah, I saw Jeff, I'm well aware. Oh my god, that's a snap. Luckily Ocon didn't quite go for the move. Oh, Ricciardo up the inside. Got to leave a bit of space. We're really slow on the straight. Painfully slow on the straight. It's an issue. Gonna try and hold my own here and make my car as wide as possible. I think Gasly's missing his entire front wing, which goes to show how the ground effect works and how these cars are not that dependent of a front wing anymore. Ricciardo trying to get up the inside there, but I completely shut the door on him. There was no way I was letting him get through there. So P18 for us. Not the best start. Partly down to the hard tyre, but also just the AI's general aggression / stupidness kind of costing us there. I don't think we're going to have the pace to keep Ricciardo and Ocon behind, but we'll try and do the best we can. I find it kind of funny in a way how we went from 0-0 wings in Monza to 50-50 here at Singapore. We're not going to last with this straight line speed. Absolutely 0 battery recharge because of it as well. But still, we'll try and do the best we can. It's a long race. The race will open up more once the traffic kind of gets out of the way and most cars pit. Keeping our car nice and wide to avoid Ocon getting past. Ocon's going to eat me up here. I've got no battery left. Here he goes. No answer to that kind of straight line speed. We'll just keep doing our thing. I don't feel a million miles away pace wise. I think if I was on mediums I'd be okay, honestly speaking, so let's just keep doing our thing and chipping away. Albon's going to go by here. I'm just going to let him go. I'm never going to fight it. Absolutely pointless. Let's just try and stick with him again and waste no time. Okay, we've got Sergio Perez in the pit lane. Carlos Sainz as well, who is now leaving the pit exit. So the leaders in for their first stops, presumably starting on the soft tyre. Carlos Sainz behind us. It's not going to take him long to pass. It's probably going to be through here, to be fair. Fresh mediums, full power. This won't take long. We won't defend. Please make it a clean move, Carlos. Clean enough. Slow, but clean. Perez will be the next one as we struggle for grip. My god, what is going on? Come on, car, work with me, please. First warning for track limits as we run it a bit too wide. Not much of a concern though. I think we'll be okay this race. Now Checo is going to be the one to make his way through here. Not going to defend, not going to fight. We'll let him just drive by. Come on Checo mate, use your straight line speed. Not the cleanest move, takes him ages to get it done, but he's through. Trying to waste the least amount of time possible. If we look at the mini-map, that massive train of cars just going to the back straight now, that's what we're aiming at. That's points right there at the front of that train, so we're not out of this, not by any stretch. Perez and Sainz still have to cut their way through all these cars ahead, which is going to provide opportunities. Personal best on that lap. Just showing what I can do pace-wise. Fuel has now burnt off a little bit. Still no battery, but I'm able to just squeeze a bit out of the tyres, and that makes a big difference. We're catching back up to these guys now. It's race on. I do think we can pick something up here, but we have to make the strategy work. Albon Perez side by side into turn 1. This is perfect for us. They're still going side by side here. Let's see if we can try and find something. Whoa, Albon's super slow there. I would have had the momentum, but I had to get out of it completely, which is going to ruin the straight line speed as we have no momentum now to fight with. Real shame as we had a chance to get Albon there, but we'll keep trying. Hold the phone. We might just get Albon here. Oh my god, we've got no straight line speed, but we've got braking ability. Bang, there we go. Just like that, we're back through. Let's go. What a lovely move. Aiken into the pits. Looks like the one stoppers are in.
And Jack is in the pits. Jack is in the pits.
There is Valtteri Bottas, who we're going to be ahead of as we lose the back end a bit there. Let's keep this up. This is decent pace. Ocon pits, there we go. I was keeping up with him quite nicely, so that's a good sign. We've got Bottas for company now. As a bunch of cars are in, so we move up into P13.
Yellow flag.
And we've got a yellow flag now. This could be spicy. Whoa, my god, Bottas, they go for the move. That was a bit rash. He's going to get by here, so we're not going to fight. We'll let him go on this back straight easily. Engine wear indicator on. That is for the gearbox, which is at 60%. There goes Valtteri Bottas as we let him go. Fuel about to run out. Burning a bit more than what I expected. But we'll hopefully pour some back in the pit stop.
Okay, I've got information on Joe for you. They've got an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Okay, that's good news for us. In the meantime, Schumacher and Russell are going to just walk past.
We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums.
Oh, never mind. Schumacher runs it in hot. We'll take that. Up to P9 for us now. A safety car or a virtual safety car now would be perfect. Second time of asking. Will Schumacher get the job done this time as Sebastian Vettel pits? Having an excellent race, by the way. He's going to score big points for Aston Martin in this race, I think. Because look at that, he's already leaving the pit exit, which is bad news for us. He's been driving really well, Seb. Credit to him. On for a top 8. And he's going to have the freshest tyres out of the bunch. We're going to let George go here. We're not going to fight. I mean, we'll have DRS anyway, so we can just go flat out and still lose no time. Now, this is interesting. Zhou Guanyu is holding up traffic because of his car issues. He's got Latifi behind as a bumper, as a buffer. So we're pulling away. So as long as I'm still pulling away, I might just extend this, although Latifi has just passed him. So scratch that, we'll pass him. Sorry, we'll pit this lap. We'll waste no more time. Because they're battling yellow flag into the first sector. Something's happened. We're boxing. Something has happened no further back. Look at the gap just go up. Okay, let's box. We're going to jump them, but their battling has cost them. And we've lost DRS, which doesn't help. Anyway, here we go. It's Perez in the pits, so is Carlos Sainz. Right, excellent pit entry. We need a clean stop. We're probably going to be last, but we'll have the benefit of medium tyres. The issue is we won't have any DRS to pass people. Bit of a tricky one, but anyway, let's get optimal. Okay, for once, decent stop. Going to rejoin behind Alex Albon, but on fresh mediums.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Well, let's just hope for a miracle then. Still hoping for a safety car or VSC to try and reform this race. Ideally a safety car now, really, just to bring us all back together. Okay, it's kicking off between Albon, Aitken and Verstappen. I think Max has got the job done on the soft tyre, but Albon, Aitken off the pace. We're pulling away from Gasly. I'm faster than him on this tyre, which is good. You know, even though it's obvious that I should be, it's not always guaranteed. Let's see if I can make some moves here. 39.1 from Carlos Sainz, new fastest lap. I'm actually flying, but I've not used any battery. I'm trying to save up. Also, fuel is going to be tricky to hold on to. If I want to drive flat out on these, I'm going to have to burn into the negative fuel. Anyway, personal best 40.1, only 1 second off Carlos Sainz's pace. Not bad at all. Now let's try and make some moves. We've got DRS back. The issue is we've got no straight line speed, so we'll try and see if I can make it happen. Coming through, Alex, mate. Leave the door, please, open. Thank you. Right, that's one down. Aitken next. Albon pits. Possible wing damage when he drove into the side of me when I was going to overtake him. Who knows? I want to try and see if I can get Aitken on the straight. Been saving up quite a bit of battery for the last few laps. He doesn't have a slipstream from any car ahead, so this should be relatively doable. Right on the outside.
Okay, the underbody's taken some damage. You might start to notice it soon.
I give up. These AI drivers are incompetent sometimes. Let's hope I can manage it and it's not serious floor damage. Loads of cars ahead, loads of places to be made up.
Okay, we think the underbody's incurred some slight damage, but nothing too serious at the moment. Just be careful.
I'm aware, Mark, I'm aware, mate. I'm expecting Verstappen to pit again, so I'm not in a mad rush to pass him. He should be in soon if he does stop again. And there we go, on cue. Just as the idea crept into my head, he pits and that can release us onto Latifi. Let's try and get past the Williams and move into the top 17. Trying to go for the outside move there on Latifi. Warning for a collision, not much I could have done there. I kind of tucked him behind, he swapped across to defend. Bit of a 50-50, but we're through. Job done. Let's keep going. We've caught up to Zhou Guanyu, who is slowing down Tsunoda and Ocon. And they're battling quite heavily here for P14. Possible triple overtake on the cards, maybe. We're going to nail Ocon around the outside. Definitely their move of the race. That one, we love that overtake. Ocon will fight back with DRS. But we've got the inside line and the grip, so another one down. Zhou Guanyu next up. Don't think we'll pass him here. AI just seems very strong in this part of this racetrack. Ocon's going to fight back here. I'm not letting them have the inside. He already committed to the outside. That's ruined me though and put me offline. Let's see if I can try and get Zhou Guanyu here, although I think I'm a bit too far back. Yeah, I'm too far back. I've got no battery to make this move work. We'll try again, but I'm not really close enough. No straight line speed. Zhou's pulling away from me without DRS on the straight. Kind of speaks to volumes. I've got no battery really to try this move, which is unfortunate. I lose just enough in the acceleration zone that I can't get close enough here. I tried to get the cut back there. No grip, tyres are starting to let go. Don't know where I'm going to pass Zhou at the minute. Making his car about as wide as it can be at the right time.
Let's get back up to racing speed. Come on.
Yellow behind. Might be too late for a safety car now though, not sure whether it has happened. Looks like it could be Verstappen.
And some information on Aitken. They've got some kind of mechanical problem.
It's unfortunate for Jack, our teammate. Not that he's going to score any points like last time, but still not ideal to see your own car have issues. I think if I didn't have floor damage, we could have been a lot higher up this race. I don't feel much from the floor damage, but I'm sure it's affecting me somehow. I must be down on straight line speed. Card isn't as sharp, I will admit there's a bit more understeer.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
But yeah, with this straight line speed issue, we're just not competitive one bit. Can't do a single thing on the straight. This might be the chance. Nope. Just losing on the straight.
Okay, expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
Not really relevant, cheers Mark, but doesn't really matter at this stage. The Alpha's fast in the straight, man. I mean, everyone is, but still. I can't get by. This is so annoying. Oh, yes, at the most, or at the least expected place.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Going on to the last lap of the race, I'm so glad I got that. I just had to send it. Look at these two battling away. We'll just get out of it by just driving off into the sunset. Finally. And Joe has had something happen further back. Sir Lewis Hamilton picks up the win. He needed that after not scoring any points last time out. Championship back on. In the meantime, we've done a good job. Very happy with this race. I think floor damage didn't help. Hard tire was a bit slower than I expected, but overall a decent recovery to P15, and we'll take that considering we started P17. So there we go, Singapore in the books and an improved race.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
It's never easy to make it across the finish line here in Singapore, but they've done so with some style here today to take a remarkable victory. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners.
Now on screen you have the final confirmed results. Hamilton wins ahead of Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris on the podium in P3. Fernando Alonso P4 for Alpine, great drive ahead of Bottas. Sebastian Vettel again scores big points for Aston Martin. That might be the nail in the coffin for us. I don't think we're going to overtake Aston Martin now because of that. He scores them 8 points. Mick Schumacher P7 ahead of George Russell, Carlos Sainz and Lance Stroll scores another point for Aston Martin. So bad news all round for us here today. Ricciardo P11, Perez P12 ahead of Magnussen, Tsunoda, myself, Ocon, Guan Yu, Latifi, Gasly, Aitken, Albon with the fastest lap, and then Verstappen out the race. So this time we're going to skip the standings. We're going to show you them properly. Leclerc 22 points clear from Lewis. Lewis after that DNF last time out, picking up some big points. We have now dropped to 15th with Sebastian Vettel scoring points in the last couple of races, so we've dropped out of the first half of the table. Not ideal, but it is what it is. Alonso also scoring big points here today along with Ricciardo. Constructors wise, yeah, it's not looking great. 13-point gap to Aston Martin now. That is huge. We need the next few upgrades to arrive and not fail. But we have a regulation change on the horizon for next season, so we have to think about that as well. Anyway, let's go to upgrades. Now back in the office, only 3 days until the next race in Japan, and I've had word from Mr. Jan Watmir that the AI apparently are insane there, so we'll bear that in mind. For now though, we'll go for reaction training for Mr. Jack Aitken. We've now got 3.46 million, by the way. I'm going to try and save that up a little bit. I feel like we're not going to make much progress now at this stage of the season. Still no word on which department is going to be affected as the roll dampers arrive, which is good for the tyre wear. But yeah, no word on what's going to be affected by the reg change for next season. We might get confirmation of that next race. Now, here's what I'm thinking. I think we're going to see out these next 3 upgrades, and then we're going to go into full resource point saving mode where we're going to basically try to protect every single upgrade for next season. So worst case scenario, we start next season with the exact same car we have now. That's kind of the plan I have. I don't think we're generating enough R&D points to do more upgrades and still protect. So we'll do it the other way around. We'll see out these 3, make sure they arrive, and then once that's done, what we'll do is, if we have any time and we've protected all the upgrades, then we'll go ahead and repurchase. Now, I will cheat technically and do this one because we did try to buy and it did fail, and it's only going to take 15 days to arrive. After this though, we're just going to protect. So let's skip ahead to the next race in Japan and let's see if we get any further update on the regulation change. I think I'm going to cheat here and take the opportunity, rather than upgrade facilities, because we have a regulation change on the way, we may as well try and prepare for that. So I'm going to purchase driver perk number 2 on development feedback and improve our resource point income from 10% to 25%. Or sorry, let me increase the boost from 10 to 25%. I feel like that could be a pretty smart move to make. Elsewhere, these 2 I can wait, to be honest with you. That's not a particular rush. So yeah, this could be a little cheeky, shot in the dark that might work quite well for us because it could help long term. So yeah, for the next race, we'll take a new gearbox and I might take some new engine components. I'll see how I go. Either way, I don't think we're going to have to take a grid penalty. I think we can make it with these engine components. The MGUH is a bit tight, I'm not going to lie, that's a little bit close. Other than that, the rest of the components are fine, so we might take a risk on that and see how it goes. Either way, yeah, I think we're good to go. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. As always, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and let's try and smash over 1,000 likes. So, check out the 2 videos on screen now if you haven't seen them, along with a shout out as always to the members for supporting the content. But guys, cheers for watching, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Until then, take care, and that's goodbye from me.